Hello, it's Sunday, March 2nd, Chemo Round 2, Day 11. Time for the Hat Week in Review, where we take a little more in-depth look at what's been going on with the treatment and how I'm doing. Let's start with getting the hat switch, because once again, the new hat has an important role in things. And what we have here, put this gizmo on here. Whoa, not losing all my notes. Ooh, tentacles everywhere, yes. This is Tony Tentacles, or otherwise known as Tony the Tent, which is nice and warm knitted hat. I like it, and we'll go from there. Now, as a way of getting to sort of where I am mentally in going through this chemotherapy, sort of long 4 rounds before the surgery, then 4 rounds after. I take this 4 rounds, I'm basically halfway through. And getting halfway through what is in effect a distance race is an interesting decision point. And I got a couple stories I want to sort of kick back to from 50 years ago that will give a sense of where I'm coming from and sort of where I think my head's at and what I need to do going forwards. We'll start at a giant cross-country invitational. Oops, do not kick the stand. In the north side of St. Louis, North St. Louis County, where I was with my team, was off to a great run. At halfway point, I was in second place in the race. There was a guy just a step ahead of me. It's right on his shoulder, running really well. Apparently the rest of the pack was back a while. So roughly at the halfway point, there's, of course, it's cross-country, and they designed these courses to kill souls. So the next thing that happens is it's sort of the next third of the course is straight uphill, and then there's a flat towards the finish. And I get to the bottom of that hill, and I look up, and there's the assistant coach up at the top, and he's real excited. Nice guy, real excited, because, my goodness, I'm way out ahead with the leader. Of course, 3 steps up the hill, I'm done. No, it's just, you hit a wall. Well, hill, literally, in this case. The guy I was running against, he didn't faze him at all. He just kept going. Some guy from Illinois. Turned out his name was Craig Virgin, and, Olympics and all that kind of stuff. Great runner, great guy. But what I learned from that is, it's real easy to let the hill own you. And when you do that, it took them a while because they're pretty far behind. But about 30 guys came right past me before the finish line. So that's that. There's another way to take that same kind of problem, and several weeks later, down at Jefferson Barracks, which is on the south side of St. Louis, at our conference cross-country championships, same kind of thing, going around halfway. This time the leader was, 15, 20 yards ahead of me. You come around some trees, take a turn to the right, and it's a big hill before a long straightaway. I tell you, those course designers are crazy. And up at the top of the hill this time was our head coach, Coach Gans. And so I turn the corner, I look up, I see Coach Gans, and he looks down, he sees me, and he's about to get excited. I can tell. He was a very intense guy. And then this guy that was ahead of me in this instance turned around and looked over his shoulder at me. And I could see sort of that out of sort of one half my vision. The other vision is still looking at Coach Gans, because I knew he was going to yell at me. And he didn't say a thing. He just sort of saw that I saw the guy look over his shoulder and gave me the intense look. Like, all right, what are you going to do? And so at that point, I made the other decision, in which case I started my end kick right there at the bottom of the hill and just ran as hard as I could up the hill, managed to pass the guy before I got past Coach Gans. At that point, Coach Gans was yelling, going nuts. But then I got to the flat, and at that point, you see the tape, and that's easy. You just keep going. That's a very different way to run a race, and it did end with me winning. So, yay, conference champion and all that. But that's kind of where I am in this chemo round. I have a decision to make. Well, I've already made it, but it's sort of at a natural decision point where things are starting to get hard. The extreme cold sensitivity. I went to the grocery store today. I could feel the steering wheel freezing my hands through my gloves. My toes are kind of cold and numb, even with good socks and boots on. My nose and the front of my face getting very chilled. Even from the heated air inside the grocery store, it's just too darn cold. And that gets to you a little bit going on. It makes life a little bit uncomfortable around the edges. Plus, the whole, boy, is that reclining chair comfortable. And it's just really easy to just put your head back and close your eyes and take a nap. And I can't really be doing that now. I have to make the other decision. And when I feel any of that coming on, I got to go do something, get moving, and just own this whole darn thing. And so Tony the Tentacle here is Coach Gant's spirit tentacled beast. And he's got a grip on everything to make sure that I do all the little things with gusto, to make sure I really attack this part of this third round coming up in the chemo, and that I get this through this thing and let cancer look over his head, look over his shoulder, and eat my dust this time. Much better way to have things turn out. All right, now on actual medical events, because that side of things is important too. Saw the GI doctor Monday. It seems the ulcer itself is healing up nicely around the cancer, which is kind of interesting to me. But that's a good thing because that's allowed my red blood cell counts and white blood cell counts to come up. And those are very important things that the oncologist side is worried about. I did have a little event, as I noted on Thursday, where I had to go to the ER, had a little bleeding. You don't want bleeding when you're on chemo. Went in to get it checked out. The people were great. And it seemed everything was stable and just sort of a one-off thing and not something to be concerned about. So I'm home and things are better. Well then, went in and got the iron supplement on Friday. No issues. And looking forward to this week where Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, do the steroid thing and get more chemo infused. So that'll be the big challenge, and I'm up for it. So with that, say hi to Tony the Tent, and there will be more hats tomorrow. Thank you.